Hello and welcome to the Sweaty the Farmer and the game design. Putting our fresh cookies in the interstellar oven. And they will be ready in November, my friend. They'll be fresh, delicious, full of little sparkles and stuff. Yes, we're ready. This is episode number 45. New things set in stone. I am the Lone Name Gamer as the Sweaty.
And I am Lucho the Farmer. Thanks for joining us on this episode. This week we foresee the future of the cookies left in the counter.
Don't leave the cookies in the counter, man. They're gonna go.
No.
They're not gonna be there next time you look for them.
Exactly.
So, first, before we start with our amazing content, the disclaimer: the discussion here is based on our opinions and our own in-game experiences. Everything we say here is colored by our own things. It's colored by our humanity, our senses, our perspective. So we can be wrong, right, kind of wrong and right. So you're welcome to correct us in the comments or send us a very strong worded letter or like an email or whatever way you want to communicate to us how wrong or right we are in what we do here. So in the docket we have new affixes for Mythic Plus dungeons in World of Warcraft. Heart of Diamonds is live in Warframe and he had his first dev stream, and the WoW Mentor program in Shadowlands. Hopefully we will get to discuss it this episode. So, my friend, my colleague, my partner, my dude, my bro, the new affixes for Mythic Plus Dungeons in Shadowlands.
Yeah, so we have changes for one of my favorite pieces of content in WoW.
The Mythic Plus. All right,
Mythic Plus.
They announced are they keeping the affixes from last Mythic Dungeon, Mythic Plus?
They are changing some.
All right. So they're keeping some and they're changing some, kind of like a mixed bag.
Yes, let me confirm to you the changes. I can do that.
Yeah, if they're keeping some of the old ones or they're just all new ones.
Yeah, so
yes, no, maybe.
Okay, so they're taking away teaming and skittish.
All right, skittish is the one that you lose control of the
skittish is that you produce less threats.
Yeah.
That it is easier to take threat away from the tank.
Correct. And teaming is
there are some extra
mobs in the
enemies in some of the mob packs.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and that teaming is kind of random-ish.
Yes, correct. Teaming is kind of random-ish. All right. Well, I don't think I will mix those two affixes. Maybe the teaming one. It was sometimes
skittish
good.
can be a problem. It is a problem for some tanks right now.
Yeah.
So if you're not geared for doing a decent amount of damage,
yeah,
skittish can become a problem.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I definitely can see
Especially because I don't know if you're aware of this, but healing creates threat.
Yeah, I know that healing creates threat.
So for certain combinations of tanks and healers, especially with healers with like super strong single target healing, they could take threat away quite easily.
Jeez.
And that will melt your healer
instantly.
In no time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So skittish is one of those affixes that can be a real problem in pucks.
Yeah.
Or with undergear tanks.
Yeah, because they have no way to regain that threat fast enough before the actual mobs do damage.
Tanks have taunt abilities.
Yeah.
But the cooldowns are relatively large.
Yeah.
You have to maintain your threat through damage.
Yes. That's why that's one of the reasons why protection warriors were so meta, because they did the one of the biggest damage tanks. Yeah.
They naturally do a lot of damage.
Yeah. So
which is not true for all tanking specs in the game.
All right.
I know that bear druids sometimes, if they're not built correctly, they can struggle a little bit keeping up with the damage.
Fair enough. And these three new ones they're introducing here, Inspiring, Spiteful, and Storming, are on top of the one that we got preview last time, which was the one that it builds like a red monsters, and then a red monster appear and you kill it and you get a buff, right? That's still coming in.
Those are still coming in. Yes.
All right, cool. All right,
so we should be able to see. Let me see if it is here. No, here. So now the new level 4 affixes are gonna be Raging, which is an old one.
Yes.
Storming, Sanguine, Bursting,
yeah.
Inspiring, and Spiteful.
Okay.
And those two last ones are the two new ones that are replacing Teaming and Skittish.
All right, cool. So
those are the level 4 affixes. The level 7 affixes are gonna be Storming, which is one of the new ones.
Yeah.
Volcanic, which is an old one. Necrotic, Explosive, Grievous, and Quaking.
All right, those are fine.
Yeah. So we have two new affixes on level 4 and one new affix on level 7.
Yes.
That's cool. That's how the Mythic affixes are gonna be now.
I was hoping for them to experiment more with the affixes like they did with the new one, with the red one. What was the name of that one? The one that generates the one that generates the red enemy and you kill him and you gain a buff.
A rare enemy and you gain a buff?
Yeah. It's like a big red elemental dude. And if you kill it, you gain a damage buff, I think.
I'm drawing a blank.
Alright. That affixed. I was wanting for them to do more things like that, like that build up and killing a mini boss, and experiment more that with the.
Oh, you're talking about the seasonal affix.
Yes.
Okay, but that's the level 10. That's the new seasonal.
Yes.
That's only gonna be available for season 1 of the new expansion.
Yes, correct. I was thinking about them doing more experimental things like that with the.
But it is not really that experimental. It is very if you think about it, it is very similar to what we have now with the portals that we have right now in life.
With the
level 10 affix.
Yes.
It isn't like usually the level 10 affix. It is all on the same vein of
super modifying, like
not super modifying, but like giving you tools to really change the path in the dungeon.
Yes. Right.
And giving you control or how are you gonna clear the dungeon. So the new seasonal affix, which is the one that you're describing, is giving you that.
Yeah.
In the sense that you can decide somehow, more or less, quote unquote, where to summon it.
Yes.
And to use the buff. Where to use the buff.
Yeah.
So it's giving you that freedom. The one that we have now is giving you the freedom to choose which packs do you want to fight or not.
Yeah. All right.
So it is that one is gonna gone, but like the ones that we have, like the changes that they announced now are the ones that are gonna stay. These affixes are the ones that are gonna stay for the whole
rotation, for the whole season.
Not only for the whole rotation, for the whole expansion.
Yeah. Inspires allies within 15 yards, granting them immunity to crowd control effect. This is much better than skittish.
This is very interesting.
Granting
and it's going to be very annoying to deal with.
Yeah, of course, but it's random mobs, which is going to be interesting.
It is. Well, it says that it's random, but it's not. It's probably not going to be completely random because again, Mythic Plus is a competitive environment.
Yeah.
So randomness comes in that it's going to be in a rotation. So they're going to be. How do I explain this? From week to week.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have a specific mobs where the specific enemy is going to spawn.
Yeah.
But for that week, it's going to be fixed.
Oh,
just that the next time that the fix appears, it's going to be a different rotation, so it's going to be a different combination of mobs.
I see.
But for that week, it's fixed. It's not really random. It kind of looks random, but if you pay attention, it's basically a combination of rotations that brings that makes the dungeon different.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, it just may look random if you don't pay attention, but everything is in a rotation, and it needs to in a rotation because it is a competitive.
Yes, of course, and you need to plan for it, etc., etc.
Yeah. Basically, you need to plan, and when you're pushing really high keys, you basically need to know which spikes are you gonna pull, which spikes are you gonna avoid, how you're gonna deal with them. If the enemy that is making some of the enemies CC immune is a huge pain in the ass, you need to plan around it or have other things in mind. So
yeah, I see
it is a way better affix than teaming for sure.
Yes, for sure. Because
teaming is just putting more enemies. This is putting an extra enemy that makes something interesting.
Yeah.
Also keep in mind that this is a level 4 affix, so it is a fairly low modifier.
Yeah, fair enough. It's fine. I think the FX is fine.
I think it's a great improvement on teaming. Because teaming was kind of boring. You just, now we have more sky screamers, for example, in a Taldasar.
Yeah.
Which is not interesting more than, this is just annoying now.
Yeah. Yeah. Infinitely more annoying. All right. Cool. Nice.
So I like it. I like this. Right. This change.
The next one is Spiteful. Spiteful affix in fact very similar to Thing from the Uncorruption. Whenever any mob dies, it will summon a spiteful shade creature nearby that will fixate a random player. So the interesting part of this is first thing they say, like, they're 100% crowd controllable because apparently they hit like a truck whenever they get into melee range with you. But the important thing is, like, they're only melee range. So it's kind of like a kiting mechanic that you have to coordinate.
It is a mechanic to force people to move around. Yeah,
to force people to plan a kiting when they're killing them up.
You cannot really plan a kiting because when it fixates, it cannot be timed.
All right. So
that is the whole point of the fixation mechanic.
All right.
So whenever it fixates on you,
yeah,
the tank cannot get the aggro. You have the aggro, and it will follow you for a couple of seconds.
All right. So this is more of like putting a remark on how to use properly your crowd control abilities
It is a thing about not wasting CCs and stuff like that, and keeping people moving around.
Yes.
Because, for example, if it fixates in your healer, the priority is to CC the thing and let your healer alive.
Yeah.
There are some classes that can just kite it around without that much troll.
Yes.
And who, like for example, if I get mobs fixated on my hunter, I don't expect people to CC him for me. I am expected, like, since I have a lot of tools, or the hunter, the Beastmaster Hunter toolkit has a lot of spells to deal with stuff.
Yeah.
So it's on me not wasting my cooldowns on the stuff. It is interesting.
It's super interesting. Yeah, I was thinking about, like, me as a warrior, like, probably like fear them away.
Yep, you have a stun as well, no?
I have Stormbolt, but
yep.
which will make it interesting because I generally don't use a Stormbolt outside PvP.
But you should.
But because I have enough like crowd control tools when I'm going to PvE, like with the slow, I have a roar that slow enemies. I have 2 roars that slow mobs a lot, so I don't need a straight stun for mobs generally.
You're playing sub-optimally your class.
What?
You're playing sub-optimally your class.
Well, come on.
I don't play, but you're not using all your kit.
I know. I know how to use now I know how to use every part of my warrior kit, but like there's some situations where like I don't actually need a straight stun. I prefer to have a little bit more damage and that sort of stuff. Like this kind of I like this kind of affixes because it makes you like think those scenarios, like rethink what you take into a dungeon as a class, right? Maybe this is Spiteful Week, maybe I will actually need the Stormbolt a little bit more than normally when I just want like more AoE damage and that sort of stuff. That's what I'm referring to. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm just saying that you're still playing.
I cannot have everything. I cannot have all the CC control without losing like a ton of damage in my like talents.
Could you see?
Yeah, because Stormbolt is in a
low.
What?
Is it a talent?
Stormbolt? Yes.
Okay, I didn't know it was a talent.
Yeah, it is a talent. It's not a. Yeah, if I put a Stormbolt, I lose like, I think, I lose the mobility talent. I lose the extra charge on the range, which limits my mobility. It gives me an extra stun. So in PvP you don't need it that much. I don't need that extra charge because I've been
PvP content you shouldn't need the extra charge.
Yeah, exactly. Really. That's why usually mostly in PvP for like the actual hard stun.
No. But, what I'm saying is that in PvE I don't feel like you need the extra mobility that much. At least not raiding.
Some you will be surprised that I get yelled out because I have 500 things of mobility and then I get yelled out.
And you use them at the wrong time. That's
and
why
everything is a cooldown.
No, but that means okay. That's if everything is in cooldown, that means that you're using it at the wrong time.
I'm not using it at the wrong time. I'm using it right, but I cannot like fly
because
everywhere.
You're getting yelled out.
Come on.
when you get yelled out, it means that you had your mobility in cooldown and you didn't have it when it was actually needed.
It's like I have like look, as a warrior I have like 2 mobility skills.
Am I wrong?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to say to that. Like I mean, look. As a warrior I have 2 mobility skills. I have my charges, right, which requires an enemy target, and then I have my leap, right, and on those talents roll I can have like 2 charges. With 2 charges slot, so that I will have more mobility between enemy targets, and I have the leap. Like generally I sacrifice leap cooldown because there's a talent that can reduce my leap cooldown for more damage, but the charges are in the same, like the extra charges.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, so
all I'm saying is that you're probably using your mobility to get out of stuff.
Yes.
That you can get out just by running.
Sometimes.
Because you're lazy.
Nah, it's not that I'm lazy. I'm more greedy in terms of damage because I know that I have those mobilities. I stay a little bit longer doing damage.
Okay, I shouldn't think that is. I mean, like, that is a problem.
Yeah, I know. I'm bad because I do that. I know it.
So you know. So why are you fighting me?
I know
why
that
are
I shouldn't.
You fighting me?
I know that I shouldn't stay that much doing DPS, but like I stay a little bit more so I can use my mobility stuff, and then later I don't have it.
Okay, but then you acknowledge that you are misusing your mobility.
Yes. All right. Yes.
Okay.
End of conversation.
So then why are you fighting me? That's what I was saying. That you misuse your mobility.
I don't know.
And when
I wanted to fight. I want to say,
you don't have it.
I'm using my mobility in like.
Anyways. And then then that's what you get that because you're not using your mobility correctly.
All right, fair enough.
You're using it because you're lazy and you want to stay on the walls.
Yes.
But that is not the right reason to use it.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay. I'm glad you acknowledge that you get judged because you're lazy.
I'm an honest man. I have to acknowledge my stuff, my laziness.
You were fighting me.
Anyways, moving on. So Spiteful is great.
You're trying to fight me. I've seen you rate. I know how you play.
Yes. So Spiteful is a great mechanic.
It's an interesting mechanic.
It is good.
I mean, it's not gonna. It's like, to be honest, it's really not gonna be that hard to do.
No, but it's cool. Like I find it cool because the majority of the past affixes were stuff that happens or stack, but things that you can like mechanics that you can interact with actively in the game are the best mechanics. At least that's what I think, right? Like things that you can do about it.
It needs a mix of both. You cannot have both. Not all of them can be something that you interact.
Yeah. But I like the ones that you can interact with. Like Necrotic that you cannot do anything about it. It's just a stack that appears. That's okay. Yeah, it's interesting. What?
You move away and you wait for the stacks to drop.
Yes.
And you get back into that. It's the same thing. You're just lazy.
Yes, but like this is more interesting in the fact that you have like to carry them
more
interesting.
I'm starting to see a recurring problem here. You just want to ignore the mechanics.
Sometimes I do, but like, anyways, there is days that I'm extremely lazy.
That's why you were doing so bad when you were running Mythic Plus with us.
Yes, because like I actually realized that I have actually to think about like the mechanics and stuff in that high level, and I was like, oh my god, now I have to think about it. Okay, but like that doesn't mean that I won't do it. Like that doesn't mean that I won't do it. That's the thing, right? Some days I'm lazy and I don't want to think about it. Some days I'm okay. Yes.
You have to use your kit optimally all the time.
Yes.
That is the goal of a good WoW player.
Yes, that is correct.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
Anyways, and for the storming, which is kind of like, I know these fucking things move. All right, now I don't like this affix. It's kind of like the pools in Sanguine, but they move around, and then I wonder if they're gonna like move you around.
No, the tornado probably won't move you around.
It's just damage.
It will, yeah.
No, yeah.
Oh,
take
no,
damage
it
and be. No, it has a knockback. Oh my god.
But it's a small knockback apparently. Yeah, it's a very small knockback.
Yeah, I hate mechanics in World of Warcraft where they like throw you around like a pinball machine.
But this doesn't move you much.
Yeah, it's a small. Yeah.
It's
at least it's
like
small,
yeah, like Warhead has a little bit of the thing hitting someone.
Yeah.
It's a tiny little bit that it moves him.
That's fine.
You're just lazy. Just move around, piece of trash.
It's cool that is kind of a moving affix with the tornadoes. That is cool. But yeah, I don't appreciate much the knockbacks in this game.
You're lazy, piece of trash.
Come on.
It's not that bad.
I'm not lazy all the time. There you go. That's my defense. I am lazy, but not all the time.
That's not good enough.
I actively fight against being not that lazy.
You're not fighting hard enough. I mean, this affix is gonna be just annoying.
Yeah, it's gonna be just annoying. Nothing revolutionary, but I like the idea of stuff moving around that you have to dodge.
It is just another. This is probably it's gonna be one of the easier affixes to do with.
Yeah.
Like whenever this is in rotation, it's gonna be an easier week.
Yes, absolutely.
That's for sure.
Unless the damage of the tornadoes is insane, but I don't think so. Like in the scaling.
It doesn't seem that way. Like at least in the little video in Wowhead. The health of the paladin that it's hitting is not taking that much damage. So
yeah.
It probably at high. I mean that it will. So on the floor, the machine spiral 10 seconds.
Yeah, it doesn't say that.
No, it's probably more. I will assume that the damage will scale with the key.
Yes, of course, as everything does. Yeah.
So that is fair enough, but
it doesn't seem like significant damage like Spiteful. Apparently, Spiteful with like higher keys will probably like one shot you one of these mobs.
Yeah, no. This is not in the vein of Spiteful.
Yeah.
It seems to be something in the vein of like very similar to Volcanic.
Yeah.
To keep the pools small.
Yeah.
Because it seems that the more enemies that you are fighting, there is a higher chance to proc more tornadoes at the same time.
Yeah.
And
because this could be bad if you have if you kill a bunch of enemies and then you get like knocked back. Like a lot of times.
Not only knockback, but like if you have 5 tornadoes around you.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Then that amount of damage is gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna matter. And with that and the knockbacks, is gonna be super bad.
Yeah.
In higher keys.
It's another affix to keep pools under control.
Cool. I think I would probably like engage a lot more in Mythic Plus in this coming expansion.
You think?
Yeah, I probably will engage a lot more with Mythic Plus. I kind of like stop engaging with it. And sometimes because I was playing catch up with other things, so probably engage a lot more with it, like seriously, right? We probably can make a very consistent M plus pushing team.
There is a very consistent M plus.
Yeah, but I never know when they're on or not. Again. And I never get whisper or anything. Nobody likes me.
Because you're too lazy, that's why.
I will not be lazy if I actually get to engage with it. And that week was like, oh my god, this is a lot of damage, 15. And I was like, oh yeah, I have to actually like fear these mobs that are gonna destroy me with one attack. That was my only mistake.
That was one of your mistakes. You were being lazy with your interrupts as well.
Yeah, I was being, like in that run, I was being super, well, not, because I haven't done that higher runs that often. I was not being used to actually like care about everything.
No, at that level, I know you have to be on top of all the mechanics.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think I will engage a lot more. Yeah, I think I will engage a lot more to get used to be on top of everything on the Mythic Plus in this new expansion, because I don't have to play catch up with it, like farms and stuff.
I don't think I played catch up as well. It's not. That's not an excuse. You didn't play catch up in 8.3.
No, but I still have like a little bit of holes in power. For the
something
past,
that you
past patches.
could not have made up with your raw skill.
I don't know. Maybe it's a personal thing. Like I feel awkward if I don't have like the optimum way to like go into a thing.
Then you will never be able to be part of a racing guild.
I will never be able to be a part of a racing guild.
Yeah, because they're always on their gear for the stuff that they're doing.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
That's the whole point.
That's a good point.
What do you think the people who are pushing, like right now, like plus 28, plus 30-something keys?
What do I think about people?
Like they're under, like there is no way, you cannot You're just under gear for that level of content.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about baseline power. Like the essences and that sort of stuff.
I know, but like, again.
That's what keep me from like engaging a lot more with the system. Like, I felt I should take this essence and have X and Y to at least be baseline to go and do the M plus.
You should know that is not that important.
I know that that's not that important. I know. Now I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna probably engage a lot more with the system next expansion.
If you're really a good player, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know now.
The question is, are you?
I am a good player, I guess.
Are you?
I don't know.
Have my doubts.
Oh my god! Thank you, Lucho, for all the support. Yeah.
I'm not here to support you.
Yeah, you're here to like bring me down and stuff.
Of course I am. You can do better.
I absolutely can do better. That is true.
But you don't, because you're a lazy piece of trash. So.
Jesus Christ. Anything else about the affixes? Overall?
No.
I think they're fine.
No. I like spiteful and inspiring. I don't know. I think storming is kind of nah.
I like spiteful from all these three. I do like spiteful. The rest is gonna be fine. I'm gonna be running this season with interesting thing. I don't know. I can't just not wait for Shadowlands, man. I want it now. I want it in my belly. I want it now. All right.
It's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah. So, Heart of Deimos is out and about in the Warframe. It had the first developer dev stream. Friday, was it?
It was Friday, yeah.
Friday,
the first developer stream after TennoCon.
After TennoCon, yep. After the release of Heart of Deimos. So, it's great. I like it.
So we played the story. The story is amazing.
We played the quest storyline, and it's amazing.
The characters are so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the Entrati family and the supporting role of the little floating robot is amazing. Characters to interact with. The environments are great. What I expected from the Heart of Deimos and open world stuff. For what I've seen, we have played like the opening cinematic, and we opened like the starting of the progressing in the. We basically just unlocked the reputations and the stuff to start. Yeah. Actually progressing through. Yeah, and yes, there's lore behind the second progressing. The operator progressing.
There is always lore behind those.
Yeah, and apparently it looks super interesting. So as like the formula of open worlds in Warframe by now is kind of set in stone. When you have two reputations and you progress through that, and you open different activities through that, and you get rewards through the progression. And then you have a secondary progression in the tied to the operators, and those progression generally has the more deeper lore of the Warframe, and you progress differently through the other. This one is interesting because it's more one tied to the other than the other ones, because you can like progress a lot into the main reputation and then take those tokens of progression and funnel it to the second one through the token system.
What do you mean?
Through the token system. Right? Because if I'm not wrong, the quills, the only way to progress through that is like actually collecting their separate things. Like the Elidon things to progress through the quills in the Plains Valiant.
Yes, that is the only way to gain reputation.
So this one is more tied up into like, if you progress a lot in one, you will get like resources to progress in the other one.
I mean, yes, directly resources, but Okay, sure. In a way, yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they're more that have in progress. I don't know how the Fortuna second progression.
It basically
Works.
comes from farming the spiders, the toroids,
Yeah.
and killing the two big bosses.
All right. Yeah. Fair enough. All right.
The
So,
two armadors in Fortuna.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, this second thing seems more friendly in that if you have extra resources from the other progression, of if you already rank up the other covenant, no, the other I forgot the name, Jesus. The other I forgot the word. Lucho, help me out.
Reputation.
Thank you. When you progress, like when you rank up the other reputation to the max, you have like, you can still like do stuff in that besides the rewards, and you can funnel that final progression into helping you out progress faster to the second one because of the token system. Because of the token system. Because you can buy the matrices, which are the progression from the other one, with the tokens of the other covenant, of the other reputation system.
You probably can do it, but it's probably gonna be faster to farm them by killing stuff and doing activities.
Absolutely. I mean that it's good that you have the option to like when you are already maxed out in the other one.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna be a buy-all option.
Probably not. Probably it's gonna give you like diminishing returns in terms of how much you can like funnel, but it's always good to have the option to like funnel into the other.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I agree with you that it is an option. I don't think
it is the best option, of course.
I don't think it's even buy-all. It's gonna be kind of it's there. Kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's like if I imagine there's something like, I have these extra tokens and I'm just gonna put it in the other reputation just to advance it or to buy something else when you have everything else.
Yeah, but it's probably not gonna give you enough. It's not gonna give you enough reputation to make it buy-all.
Yeah, it's just like a funnel when you already reach the progression on the first
but
reputation.
already reach, you probably wanna they're gonna have a few kid guns, like infested kid guns.
Yeah.
So you're probably gonna want those resources to farm and build those and
cool
and all that kind of good stuff.
Good stuff. So what do you think about the mechs in this expansion?
I don't know how useful are they gonna end up being, really. So I'm curious what is the place that they're gonna really take in the
That's
gameplay.
my question too. Like, where are you gonna take these things? Because they're pretty basic on the functionality. They're like just. I wonder if it's gonna be like a thing that they just hit really hard. It feel great to like kind of have that change of
it was fun.
Of gameplay. It was super fun to fight with the old
really
version.
fun. I wonder if they're gonna take. I wonder if they're gonna assign like a boss fight that
With
is
the
gonna
mechs?
require the mech, at least in some phase.
I think that's not. I think you're probably very right. To showcase, that would be the perfect way to invest people in the mech system to showcase, to make that like a specific fight when you need the mech and you're gonna do damage.
That's the only thing that I
because
can
it was
really
the same with the in planes. It was the same with the weapons for the operators.
Yeah.
Right, when you engage with that weapon system because you need to kill the ailerons. Yeah. So it probably we haven't seen the big monster for this.
We don't even know if there is a big monster.
We don't even
yet.
know if there is a big monster. I was thinking
I
it
don't
was
think
like
there is a big
dwarves.
monster yet.
You don't think there is a big monster yet?
But there may be something coming.
All right, fair enough. Did we, when Fortuna came out, did we know about the big spiders, or it came
We
later?
did know the spiders, but they didn't release with Fortuna.
All right, yeah.
But we knew about them.
If I was a betting man, I probably would say that it's gonna be like some kind of giant worm, like the ones that we get featured in the cycles.
May as well, but
Yeah.
it could be.
Yeah, that would be.
It could be.
That would be my bet. It's some kind of giant worm, like the ones that we get featured on the.
Yeah, but that's really a place where I can see the mechs taking a place.
Yeah, and actually, like be worth it to invest in that system, because like they have parts, they have upgradable parts and that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah, they're probably not gonna take a huge role in the usual
Warframe.
Star Shard missions.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a more niche, diamonds kind of thing.
Which is fine. I don't have that much of a problem with that.
Yeah, and they're like they felt cool to play around, so.
It was a really interesting, that fight against the enemy mech. It was a pretty interesting fight.
Yeah. By the way, spoilers ahead. Like, if we were talking about demos, and if you haven't played this quest,
True.
but I think like
Absolute.
if you go there, like they actually force you to go through the entire quest line before you do anything else.
They always do.
Yeah. Before you do anything else, so go and play the quest line. If you're hearing this,
it is a really, really good quest line.
Yeah,
I'm
it
surprised.
was really cool. It was really, really cool to play it. Yeah, and it was like, yeah, Warframe is cool.
It is a very, very cool game.
Yeah. So what else we have? We have in the dev stream.
Yeah. So they talk about they are gonna open up Saku, which is the last Warframe.
Yeah.
Community feedback.
Yeah.
And Rep said during the live stream that they're gonna wait a couple of weeks so that people can get Saku and play with it for a while.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna open a community feedback, and they're gonna have a dev workshop on Saku toolkit soonish.
So they wanted to polish it in more, or they found that the toolkit a bit underwhelming.
Which is interesting because they have never done a workshop.
Yeah, correct.
So close to the release of a Warframe.
Correct. Yeah.
So it is interesting, nonetheless.
What do you think about of that? Maybe they want a faster kind of polishing process.
I don't think so. I think there may be something that they didn't
like about it.
Like with the toolkit, but they just wanted to release it and
with the expansion,
use the community feedback to
get it there,
to fix it up.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it is very, very interesting that they are having a huge workshop for a new Warframe so soon.
They're saying too that they're gonna expand the mech system to other areas.
They said so. I don't know how that is gonna work. So
maybe we can build different type of mechs on other parts.
They say a lot of things. I don't know how to take that.
Yeah, maybe another kind of part progression / thing in Warframe. We have the skates. Think about it. We have the boards. We have the flying. What is the name? The R-Wings.
Maybe they want to do the K-Drive and work on open world. So
yeah, maybe they want the mechs as another option for things that you can build.
It could be useful. I don't know. They say a lot of stuff like that. I don't take that for anything.
All right, fair enough.
Until it doesn't happen in Warframe, it really doesn't matter.
They say that you're gonna think tinker up with the balance of the rewards and the progression.
Yeah, there was actually a lot of complaints. Not with the progression, but when you wanna build Saku,
Yeah.
one of its parts, each part require a material that was basically not dropping for anyone.
Because of there was like a mining problem in some point, right?
It was not a mining. This is a drop.
So it was like a drop that was not happening.
Yeah, but it was really, really, really low.
So yeah, but they say in a bunch of streams through the week that they were tinkering with the economy balance.
Yeah, that's what that means is messing around with the drop rates of stuff.
Yeah, they were thinking a lot with the balance. With a bunch of systems, like I heard them talk about like Sun, that they were like put down the cost of the actual like research for the animal gathering thing, and then they were like gonna tinker about with the token system trading and the requirements for the token system trading. I heard them talk about that, like all the different economy flowing.
They say that, but those changes are not going to happen soon.
All right, fair enough. And then they show concept art for the expansion,
which was really, really nice.
There is a picture, the picture with the like big skull with the eye. Jesus, that looks insane. I hope that's the big monster. Right?
That is just concept art.
I know, but I want a monster like that. It looked cool because the whole thing about diamonds.
Nothing like that will happen.
What?
You know that nothing like that will happen.
You never know. Maybe they will surprise you.
No, they won't. Come on.
Ah, don't break my hopes.
Not the Warframe style.
I know, but it looks super cool. It looks super
terrifying. Is it the
Warframe
style?
And the whole thing about diamonds is like...
Is it the Warframe style?
No, it's not.
So nothing like that is gonna come.
Come on. But like the whole thing...
You know it. Why are you arguing with me?
I know. Let me finish my point. The whole thing about diamonds is that there is a living, interconnected kind of organism. So like a thing with a bunch of arms and legs and faces being a big monster is interesting, because I guess that there were more Orokin on the station beyond the Entradi family, right?
On this station?
Yeah.
That is not clear.
Yeah.
Because this was just a research station on the wood.
Yeah, fair enough. So the concept art is amazing.
I love the second picture that they have, which was a concept art for the little hub.
Yeah.
The one with the big red glowing stuff.
Yes.
That one looks super cool.
Yes, super cool. And of course the one with the actual like kind of Entradi concepts of how they're gonna show us the Orokin.
Yeah.
Really cool. And then they show a new leg enemy apparently coming with the creatures. New creatures coming in.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have a lot of new enemies, like infested enemies, and new animations for all those infested enemies, which are always really, really interesting.
Yeah, that kind of body horror is really cool to explore for them.
Yep, they do a really good job at that.
Yeah, parts everywhere and stuff puking out. Jesus.
Yeah. They also teased that like maybe one of these will become an infested companion.
Okay.
Like an infested more.
Yeah.
That would be really, really cool as well.
Oh, we're gonna be able to make
our own companions.
Our own little Frankenstein monster to accompany us. Man.
Which I think is pretty cool.
And then they talk about the Fortuna guns. What is this about the Fortuna guns?
It doesn't have anything to with Fortuna.
It says mix and match with Fortuna guns.
It doesn't have. It's just the kit gun system. They're just gonna release parts, infested parts, and
for the kit gun
names.
system.
Yeah.
Is that covers primary and secondary, right?
It now does.
No, it does. Now it covers primary and secondary. Fair enough. Man, I haven't even like engaged with the. Do you have any cool kit guns or like handmade weapons? By parts. Cool.
You're right. I master all of them already.
Oh, nice. Jeez. And then at the end, it's just like a meme.
Yeah, they always.
Yeah, the Orokin used to run these dead corpses for miles laps.
I really like that piece of lore of the big mechas being like
the first weapon. Yeah.
Rudimentary version of our Warframes.
Yeah. It's like
That
here.
was really cool.
It's like the pre-Warframe weapon, which is really cool. It's like, oh yeah, they just like pieces of super mecha armors that hit like a truck and zero elegant design, zero intricate things. It's just like, yeah, weapons of war, man. There you go.
That piece of lore was like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, you're in a war. You're like go for the easy thing to do.
Not only that, but like if you look at it, like our Warframes are very sleek and like
yes, very elegant, very
like clean cut.
Yeah.
It is really cool to see those initial rough designs kind of just put together by necessity. I think that is really cool. That exploration, what would be a previous era.
Yeah, because we got the final super like specialist design in our Warframes,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's one of I love that exploration of let's look how the old generation did their Warframes. Their big point mecha.
It's like oh yeah, we have super cool laser guns, and they were showing us like what used to be a tank back in the day. But yeah,
I mean, we are also tanks, so.
But you know what I mean? Like we're evolutions of like rough stuff. It's cool. And I really cool. Like the look of the mechas. Like that rough gold, very Orokin design with like that super like the skull and that sort of stuff. In terms of design, is very interesting.
Yes, they're ugly, but
yeah,
they are cool.
Yes, exactly. It's like they're they look like kind of like a sarcophagus kind of pharaoh kind of thing, which
they have a very like I was thinking of the word and I forgot it. A very
Warhammer-ish.
Yes and no, like rough. I was thinking something and it flew my mind.
I will say it's like insanely unique, even in the Warframe, like even in the whole Warframe universe. Yeah.
But this whole mech aesthetic, pretty interesting.
Yeah. Hopefully they do something interesting with them. I will absolutely love like the boss battle with the mechs.
I hope they can give the mechas an interesting place in the game.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's hard to.
Maybe they're trying to do Robotech Warframe style. No?
But where would the place of that be?
I don't know. I think
that's the important thing.
Yeah, that's the where in the whole like normal Warframe cycle they fit. That's the question.
Yeah.
Because
I would love for them to find a place for these things.
Yeah, because the Artwing fit in terms of mobility and certain missions. The same with they didn't went that deep with the board system.
The K drives will not be useful because we have Argo.
Yeah, exactly. And this is kind of another vector of them trying to explore that we have, that maybe needs like their own special space.
Or maybe it doesn't. Like think of it. It would be cool that you could, I don't know, like summon a mecha for a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
In a regular mission, and you're just plowing through stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe just for a minute. Like it has a. You can only use it once for a minute in a mission.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And you're like destroying, like plowing through stuff.
Yeah, like do super like a ton of damage. Yeah, I would like that. That would be a cool place for it.
I don't know if it will be useful.
Yeah.
But it sounds fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe something like that. I don't know if that is the right place. I'm just trying to think of where do we use these mecha things.
Yeah. I hope they keep them like I hope we have a lot of power in Warframe. I hope they keep these mechs like special in their own thing.
What do you mean by that?
Like we have what I mean is like that idea of like the mech being kind of like an ultimate like destruction tool.
Yeah.
It is interesting to keep them in that realm because we have a lot of like power in Warframe with the frames that you can build certain things and be like super efficient in destroying stuff and feel that. So like having another layer of that thing is interesting, and I hope they keep them in that layer.
Yeah, I mean, this will not, like, if they keep the mobility of the things, this will never replace the usual Warframe.
Correct.
Because the appeal of Warframe is the mobility.
Yes, correct.
It's just an interesting change of pace to be able to summon this clunky, slow, it will be fun in a disruption mission.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're getting overrun by the things.
You
summon the stupid big mecha.
And you've cleaned everything. Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like that's another layer of power that you can put into the actual gameplay loop.
No, I know, but I don't think, like, by the lack of mobility, I don't think it will ever come to
be like fully replacing frames like that. That's the worry, right?
I don't think that's a worry. If you cannot match the mobility of a Warframe,
it is not gonna be fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. I get it.
No, because also a lot of the maps, and especially like the revamped maps and the revamped places, and the newer designs are designed for the mobility of the Warframe.
100%, all right. 100% with the mobility of Warframe in mind. Yeah, fair enough.
And a lot of the fights like are designed with that in mind.
I see what you mean. But
like the high mobility of the gameplay. It is such a core part of the ethos of Warframe that I don't think like a clunky, slow moving mecha can replace that. It can add. It can bring to a cool factor of, here is my mecha for 1 minute or 30 seconds or something.
Oh, so that it will destroy everything. Kind of like that super uber panic button, like
or something that, for example, you could only use in infinite missions, like survivals and defense and stuff like that. And you get to use it once per round or something.
Yeah, we definitely want them to keep them kind of special in that if they're gonna bring it into the loop into the normal Warframe loop, I think that would be the best place for it.
It will be cool. Like for example, in a survival.
Yeah.
You can use it once per cycle of 5 minutes.
So put it in like a super long cooldown.
Yeah. I mean,
I agree with
5
that.
minutes. 5 minutes is the time that one round of rewards takes. So it's
Yes.
you can use it. I don't know, for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
In those 5 minutes.
Yeah. And
It
destroy
sounds
everything.
and destroy everything. And if they plan to add it, like to expand in the system and like bring a lot of parts and different combinations, because it seems to be like a what is the name?
What?
A thing that you wield with different parts.
Like a Lego? Like a build your...
A modular system.
A modular. All right, yeah, a modular system. Yeah.
So it'll be... It could be interesting. I don't know.
I think that's a very good place for them. Like that super higher damage. Like, and it has to be above... And it has to be above... It has to be above anything that you can do with a normal frame, right? It has to like hit like a million trucks. If it's well put together, that's what I mean, right?
It could. The problem is that mark cap is really high because the Warframes can do a lot of damage.
Yes, that's.
But even if it is not as hard, I think the cool factor could override some of that.
Yeah, that could compensate. Yes, absolutely. But that's a neat place to keep the mechs in like that. It gives you that sensation of the mech lady in Borderlands 3. And you summon the Iron Bear, something like that, right? And you just like annihilate everything inside the small window that you have the bear active. The bear active. So that's the sensation that will be a nice place for it.
I think as long as it's cool, people will use it.
Yes.
People like the cool factor.
Correct. Man, I can imagine just like landing.
I know.
Right? in like 500 rockets just shoot out.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yes, I want. Yeah, that's an amazing fantasy to sell in that space, man. The more that I think about it,
no ninjas with tanks now.
Yeah, we're ninjas with tanks now. Oh man. Anyways. All right, for the last topic, upcoming guide mentor system has new requirements in the Shadowlands beta. So, did they have a mentor system before in World of Warcraft?
No, we don't have anything like that.
All right, that was my first question when I was reading this.
No, actually, Shadowlands is bringing not only this mentor system, but it's also bringing like a channel like in the text chat.
Yeah.
That is gonna be specific for like new players, and you'll have like these mentors answering questions and like specifically designed for new players.
Nice, that's neat. That's neat for the new players that you don't like it usually happens that you are like close to a city and then you see a bunch of text of people selling stuff and crazy things.
Yeah, but it's neat to have a place where a new player will be able to
safely ask
a question, and maybe get rid of the fear of getting mocked because you don't know stuff. Although I feel like most people don't really do it.
Yeah.
But the WoW environment, it feels hostile at times.
Yes, correct.
It is very intimidating sometimes.
So what is the rewards for the mentors?
Oh, there are no rewards for the mentor.
All right, it's just like I sign up
it's
to help.
It's a purely voluntary thing that you say, okay, I know the game, and I want to help people.
Yeah, and they have the 3,000 quest achievement as a gateway. So I'm seeing here.
No, so that's the point that they blah 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 blah.
They have a bunch of achievement based like requirements.
They have some requirements.
Yeah,
and that's the point of this post. And the requirement that they're putting for now, or what it seems that it's gonna be a requirement, is get the terrific 3 achievement.
Yeah.
Which is reach maximum level with 3 different classes.
Yep.
Rival Battle for Azeroth Season 4, which is PvP rank, the max PvP rank in Season 4. Keystone Conqueror, which is complete in time all the dungeons in +10 key.
Yeah.
The Walking Dream, which is
Kill Nasot. Yeah, kill Karpaz
in any difficulty in Nihalota.
Yeah. So this is just like guarantee that the mentors have like.
Yeah, or the last one is we have the technology, which is have completed all the Titanic research.
All right.
For the division. So these are a wide range of requirements to make sure that the people who are getting into this are
the correct people who have like enough experience,
deep and engaged in some way or another into the end game systems of the game.
Fair enough. So
that's what it feels to me.
My question is an existential one because I've never used a mentor system. Because what we end up doing is like we do our own research or we mentor each other with our friends, right?
But not everyone does that.
I know. So I wonder how if it's not efficient. I think efficient is the word. How effective is this system for new players? Is it just good by the baseline of having the option of like acquiring a mentor and asking about stuff and?
It is not that you acquire a mentor. You just have a place. Like when you become a mentor, you don't have a mentee.
All right. Yeah, it's not a direct relationship.
It's not a one thing. It's just a space for people to help.
Yeah, it's always positive to have these spaces for new players. I think that's the thing.
I think it's positive. How useful is it gonna be?
Yeah.
That is hard to answer.
Yeah,
but it for sure sounds like it could be useful because you could ask, like you could have at some point like a really specific question.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to complete this quest. I don't know where to go, or I'm lost, or I need help with this boss or something.
As we usually have them like in the guild, we sometimes have those questions. Yeah.
And even things of like, okay, I'm newish. I just reached max level. What should I do now? Or where should I go now? Or where do I get gear up and that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
So for those kind of queries, it may be useful, and you may come across people who are really friendly. You can start building
social relationships.
With,
inside the game
with some of these mentors, which is at the end of the day one of the things that keeps people logging back into these games.
Yeah.
The social component of the game.
Yeah, that is true. Like, I think that in like WoW has kind of trying to maintain that very heavy social dependency in the end game.
Super heavy.
And having one more tool for new players to get there easier, I think is fantastic.
Yep.
Right?
To feel part of the community. I think that is important.
Yeah. My thing is like, why did it take them so long to do it? Because like yesterday we were playing like Final Fantasy XIV and they already have a mentor system in place. And in terms of Destiny has kind of a mentor system when you're gonna do like raids and that sort of stuff.
No one uses that.
No one uses it, but they have it. That's my point.
No one uses that. So I'm trying to think which game has a successful mentor system.
Which game has a successful mentor system? Maybe 14.
Because for example,
Warframe
had their Guide of the Lotus things.
Yes.
And they dismantled it because it became toxic.
Correct.
It's not that it has not been attempted before. It is, how do you keep it useful?
Yeah.
While not fostering this elitism kind of thing that makes things super toxic.
Yes.
Which was Warframe's problem, by the way.
Correct. Yeah.
And Destiny's problem is not that. Destiny's problem is that the guided raid thingy
Yeah.
is completely useless.
Yes.
So, I'm really trying to think of where do you find
A mentor system that is actually. Yeah.
I've
We're
seen-
too early on testing 14 to know. I know
No.
that ESO doesn't have one.
Yeah, I don't think Path of Exile does either.
No, they don't have
Or
a.
if it does, I haven't seen it.
No. Path of Exile doesn't have one.
Yeah, I now that we're playing Final Fantasy 14, I know that it has. I've seen people using it,
Yeah.
like a little, like a guy in New Like has with a little sprout symbol.
Yes.
Next to a guy that has like a little flower symbol, which I guess is
Is
this is
the-
flourish.
yeah. Yeah, it is. You're like, yeah.
So I've seen a couple of those running around, especially in dungeons. Like they queue together for dungeons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So maybe, but I don't know to what extent it is successful.
Yeah, we don't know enough about 14 to.
I've
Yeah.
been playing for a week. So.
You haven't played for a week and we play for a day. So there you go.
I had one. I don't know how successful it is.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I don't know. It's really difficult.
Yeah, it's really difficult to know because it insists like all these games are social dependent on the top end of the gameplay need these kind of tools for people to like progress and do like and communicate and learn to do the things in the social MMO spheres. But it's difficult to know how good are like. Again, there's always good that exists a system, but how it behaves in that I think is difficult to know, right? It's difficult to know if this system is going to be really good, if it's going to be really used, but it's always good to have it. I don't know what to, I don't know what to think
But
about.
more than that, I have a question for you. Do you think
right.
these requirements should be more stringent? Should they be stronger requirements? Because if you look at these are not that hard to achieve. So, for example, I think all of them but the Terrific Trio one.
Yes. All right.
I don't have the PvP one yet.
All right. Yeah. Perfect.
I have 3 out of those 5, and I have enough achievement points.
I think we're missing like social achievements, like you're part of the guild or that you're well regarding a guild. I know that there is no karma systems in WoW, but maybe we need one.
But also, why would you require a guild? Because there are a lot of people who play solo.
Okay.
Whose enjoyment out of the game doesn't come from doing what we call end game, but their enjoyment of the game comes from farming gold and farming mugs and that kind of stuff. And for that, you don't need to be in a guild. And
yeah, fair enough.
If you want help with that, you don't.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you like my worry is like you need kind of that social requirement. I think we're missing the social requirement part.
But that's what I'm saying. That why would you require that when?
No, I mean like the mentor is going to be like socially good person or something like that.
Yeah, but that's that's hard to tell.
Yeah.
And you know that you can sometimes like
manipulate those systems.
Those voting systems. So
yeah. Will it needs more requirements?
Would you make the requirements harder to get?
I'll probably make a time requirement that you are like that your account is kind of this certain age. Probably I'll put on that.
Well,
I don't know if I will make them harder. My concerns is another thing, like beyond the achievement requirement for it to get into the program. Like my concern is like in this case we maybe needed like a karma system or a recommendation system, something like that, to complement the entry point for the mentor program. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I've never been a huge fan of those.
Fair enough. I don't know. It's hard to tell if these are enough requirements for it. What else would you put on it?
For example, the raid requirement.
Yeah.
Which is kill, care pass, and assault in any difficulty.
Yeah.
That includes LFR. Would you require normal kills, heroic kills? Is
probably
AOTC
at
too much?
At least normal.
But why? Because I also think that you only need 2 of these.
Yeah, fair enough.
So basically what this is telling you is not... It's not that you need to... Like if you think it's not rating, you still can be a mentor because you can still have a lot of alts. So you have the terrific trio, which is relatively easy to get.
Yeah, fair, yeah.
And I don't know, the Keystone Conqueror is not that hard.
Fair enough. Sorry if you can hear that, guys. It's raining cats and dogs here in my household. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, probably maybe you're right. Maybe we need more like difficult-ish requirements to have in this system.
No, I'm not saying that I think we do. I'm asking you. I don't think we do. I think this is fine.
You think this is fine?
Like my opinion is that this is fine because the stronger you make the requirements,
yeah,
the more elitist people filter into a program, and I don't think that's a good thing.
You have
we have enough elitism in WoW.
Yeah, that is true.
As it is, I don't think we need to make those people the mentors of the new player.
Under this basis, can we be mentors?
I can.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And I think that is fine. That is fine that the bar is not that high because of the elitism. You have a very good point.
But that's my opinion. I'm wondering if you think they should be harder. I think now that you know that you fulfill the requirement, do you think would you be a mentor?
No.
You think you're a good mentor?
I'm not. Apparently, I'm noticeable bad at guiding people through games.
You are absolutely awful.
Yeah. But this is a choice, right? Like at the end of the day, probably
of course it is a choice. But
yeah. I probably
do you think you have the knowledge of the game to mentor people through?
I do have the knowledge.
I don't think I do.
No, I don't have the knowledge. Correction. Yeah, I don't have the knowledge. Definitely, I won't do this like anywhere close because I don't correctly know the rest of the classes. For example, like I don't know exactly. Yeah.
That's kind of that's what I'm saying. Like I think
but
because
you can,
I don't want to filter. I don't want to just let the elitist crowd in.
But you can have a specialist. You can have a specialist in this system, right? Me as a warrior player, I know a lot about my class and their relation and that sort of stuff. Even if I haven't played other classes, maybe my knowledge is useful for somebody who wants to play warrior, right?
I know that, but I don't know. It's also useful to know how your class interact with other classes.
Yes.
And I like I'm the same boat as you. Like I am a decent enough Beastmaster Hunter.
Yeah.
But for example, I have never touched the other 2 specs in my class.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm not that aware of the interactions between my class and some of the other classes.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good because you will have a wide spread of mentorees, of people in the pool of mentors, right? That will avoid that elitism that maybe you can have a very specific or very broad question and both can be answered in a reasonable fashion. Oh my god, the ceiling is gonna fall off from this rain. Sorry, guys. but yeah, maybe that will prevent that elitism too, to have like a wide array of people in the mentor program that they don't know everything, but they know specific things about things.
Look, all I'm saying is I agree with that statement 100%.
All right.
But this like I could be a mentor, and I don't know if that's a good thing.
So you're doubting yourself.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't know if you're like, but we're very aware players,
I
right?
could be things that I shouldn't be qualified to be a mentor.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's what I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Like, do I believe that the requirement should be stronger? I don't think so, because I don't want to foster what I explained.
All right. Yeah.
But the fact that I can be a mentor makes me worry, because I think I shouldn't.
I see.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's difficult. It's difficult to know. Yeah, it's difficult to know, for sure. But I think
but that's just how I feel. I don't know. Like,
I think I prefer a wider array of pool of people sharing knowledge than a more strict array of pool of people.
Absolutely, and that's
sharing
probably
knowledge.
why it is the way it is.
Yeah.
But I don't like for example, people like Sin and Seal. They'll be amazing mentors.
Yes. They know a lot
They know a lot of different aspects of the game.
Yeah.
That they can give good advice.
Yes.
Do I think I can give that type of advice? I don't think so. That's my point.
Yeah.
Like my ideal program of mentors is a program full of seals.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like he's good at the game. He knows his stuff. He's chill, not super elitist, but he knows what he's talking about. Like, it's such a weird mix.
Yeah. I don't know how this gonna polish out. Maybe they will like put a review mentor, like some kind of filtering of actually people doing properly their work or not. That'll be the next step, I think.
Yeah.
Like mentor recommending or something like that, right?
Like a score system for the mentors.
Yelp review for mentors.
Maybe that's the solution.
I will. If it was up to me, I'll probably complement this system with something like that.
I like that idea, but I'll keep it like contained to a mentor program.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely right.
Yeah,
right.
That could work.
Yeah, that's it for a deep dive. Now we move to our audience questions and feedback. Remember, if you want to contact us or send us some feedback or tell anything about us or asking things for the things that we talk here in the podcast, you can write us. You can pass by my stream and leave the question there. You can write out of Twitters and leave the questions there. You can write us a direct email. The contact information is down below. If you're watching us on YouTube, and just send us your burning question. This week we only have one question.
What is the question?
And the question is there anything that you like about the idea of the Destiny 2 Vault?
There is nothing I like. Okay, the only thing that I like is that it may give the opportunity to developers to completely rework and remake the piece of content that they're taking away.
Yes.
If you ask me, I like that. I still don't like that they're taking, do I believe that they should be able to rework it while it still is up? I think so. Because I don't think they have to, I honest to God believe that they can just leave the content there without adding anything or taking anything away. Just leave it there as it is.
Yeah.
Just to let people do stuff they want to do. And while it is just sitting there without any updates, they can work on it.
Yeah.
But I don't like the bolting, especially with all the uncertainty of how things are gonna work, if they're gonna come back, how are they gonna come back, how often is it gonna happen? Because they don't know. Like they say that this is gonna be in a rotation, but I feel that they just don't know what to do with the stuff.
Yeah, fair enough.
And that's what I don't like. If they had like a clear plan, like, okay, this content is gone for this many time, it's gonna come back at this time, we're gonna start doing this rotation.
Yeah, that would be much better. Yeah.
If we had those specifics, I'll say, okay, like now I see how things are gonna work, and they know how things are gonna work. So that makes me trust more. But they don't. I feel like they don't know that either. It is kind of taking content away, saying, stuff is gonna happen.
It's gonna happen things. So they have to be a lot more clear about that. About what is the plan with the vault.
Yeah.
At the end of the thing, because they say things, but if there is not a clear plan, it doesn't give you a lot of reassurance about it, right?
Yeah, because like if they haven't said anything concrete, it's because they don't want to be held accountable to it.
Which is bad. which is
bad.
Yeah.
Of course it's bad.
Yeah,
if they come out straight for not only their intentions, but like with a clear plan of saying things, the plan is this, and this, and you're gonna do things here, and that'll allow people to keep them accountable. Like if things doesn't happen, then people are gonna come, okay.
Yeah.
We are waiting at this thing. Where is it?
Where, yeah.
That speaks to a confidence that the team has on whatever they're planning to.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Yeah, but
it is like this is not new stuff that they're trying to keep like under stuff so that it's a surprise. It is not that. It is.
Yeah.
They're reworking things. So.
Yeah, definitely. Like they should be more clear about the vault like plan. I think that's what we want, to be like more clear, to give you more reassurance, to know that they actually know what they're gonna do with all that content.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because right now it feels like, oh yeah, we're just taking away because we cannot deal with it.
Yeah, and that's super bad. Yeah.
I mean, it's bad, but it takes a lot of balls to say, yeah, we cannot deal with this stuff. This is a problem. That's fine, but you need to give solutions.
Correct. Yeah, you need to give some kind of solution.
Yep. Which is, by the way, the same type of criticism that DE has received when they removed trials.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've never been too critical of trials in Warframe because I never took part of them.
Yeah.
So I didn't care when they removed them.
Yes.
But for the portion of the community that was really invested in trials, they received and still receive the same type of criticism.
Yeah.
Even though they were super straightforward, saying, yeah, this is taking too much development time to maintain. And there are still people waiting on the returns of trials in some form or manner. And he is criticized for that. Strongly.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Just so people don't say that I mean,
we're
I am
biased.
biased.
Yeah.
I prefer Warframe.
Yeah,
but to be fair, he is also criticized by that. Not by me, but they are.
We do criticize Warframe in some of the things they do too here.
No, we do. I don't agree with all that they do.
Exactly.
I'm just saying in this specific case of retiring content.
Yeah. But yeah, we need better plans from Destiny. Better ideas of what they're gonna do. Be more clear with your community, so you don't build up all these warriors without necessity, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's good that you went up front and said, yeah, we cannot deal with this anymore, we're doing this, but you have to have a clear plan to when you are taking those decisions to your community.
Yeah. Yeah, that will put peace of my mind a little bit more.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, and that is it for this week's episode.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all for this week's episode.
Yeah.
Once again, thanks for tuning into Sweaty, the Farmer, and the Game Design. My name is Lucho, and you can find me on Twitter at LuzGPolanco.
And I am the Lone Name Gamer. You can find me on Twitter at the Lone Name Gamer and on Twitch on twitch.tv/Lone Name Gamer TV, where I stream Mondays to Fridays. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to the Sweaty, the Farmer, and the Game Design. Don't forget to tell everybody about it. Don't forget to share it on your social medias. If you have I don't know, TikTok, you can do a TikTok about it, right? Can you do a TikTok about our podcast? You can do that.
Only after you make your own TikTok account and you start posting dancing videos.
Only
like
if you do. Yes, I want that. I want on the TikToks, right? On all the TikToks.
Get in TikTok right now.
Yes. And tell us about our famously beautiful and amazing podcast. Thank you all for supporting the Sweaty the Farmer and the Game Design. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. You know, Christmas cookies date back to medieval Europe. American cookie jars evolved from British biscuit jars and first appeared on the scene during the Depression in the 1930s, when the housewives began making more cookies at home rather than buying them at the bakery. And they needed, of course, container for it, right? So cookies come with happiness, my friend. They do. Even if they are from the medieval times, apparently.
And Japan never fails to shock Westerners' sweet lovers. Besides the soy sweet Kit Kat bars and the horse flavor ice cream, they are proud to introduce to you the so-called unagi pie, a cookie made with fresh butter, garlic, crushed eel bones, and eel extract.
Jesus, man, Japanese food. They did a horse flavor ice cream? How did that taste like?
Like a horse.
Have you ever tasted a horse? Maybe.
Unknowingly to me. How did you know that all the meat that you eat is from cows? And
well, that's a good point. We probably have tasted a horse, but like
you go to the market and you buy something in a little tray that says this is beef.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you 100% sure?
You're 100% sure that you're not
like, at least you know the source of your meat.
Yeah, unless you like.
100% sure.
Yeah, unless you actually go and kill the animal and take the beef from the animal that you actually keep, you are not sure that if you are eating hers.
Like, especially in a supermarket, like you're just buying trays.